All right, so in the last video, we looked a little bit at tags, and we went through the break tag and bold and italic and underline and so on. And you can see that HTML is pretty forgiving, right? Even though we didn't have an end tag for some of the things, it still worked out and tried to figure out what we wanted. Browsers are pretty good that way. A lot of times, if you aren't compliant with HTML standards, it'll go ahead and try to figure out what you mean. In this case, our page isn't compliant with HTML standards, so we're going to do some things to kind of make it a little more compliant. So this shouldn't change too much of the way things look, but it's sort of good housekeeping just to get into. So the first thing we should do on every HTML document is put an HTML tag at the top and the end HTML tag at the bottom. It's just good practice to get into. Also, like many other types of documents, HTML has both a header and a body. So let's go ahead and put our header in. So we'll put head and end head. And then I'm going to go ahead and do this for now. And then we're going to add our body next. We'll put it down here, body. And of course the end body goes down here, right? So now it's a little more compliant, and if you were to save the document and reload the page, you'd see nothing has changed. We can view the code and see that the header and all that are in there, but not much has changed. So again, this is really good housekeeping. All of the documents or all of the tags and part of our document that is part of the body of our page should all be within a body tag, and we should have a head tag at the top. The head tag allows other types of tags that allow us to do special things to our document. So in this case, I'm going to show you the title tag. The title tag only works within the head tag. So if I type in title, and it'll put the end title in there for me, which is nice. Then we can put in something like my web page, and then save it. You can come down here and hit reload, and you'll see not much has changed here. But if you look at the top, you'll notice that my web page has been updated as the title. So that's something that's part of the header. It's not part of the document, the body of our document. It's part of our header, and so the title goes in the head tag. Now, just to show you, I once had a student ask, why are we doing HTML? So many web pages are made in Python, and I had to explain. You may have things like Django and Flask and other Python type applications that do produce web pages, but at the very base, they're creating them using HTML. So it's good to know this HTML piece, even if you're going to be using those types of technologies. And to show you what I mean, that this is truly the building block of how the internet works. Let's go ahead and go to Gonzaga's website. So we'll go www.gonzaga.edu. And you'll notice that it loads. Let's go ahead and view the source code. So somewhere around here in sort of this white space area, right click and hit view page source. And you'll see, just like every other page, this has HTML. You've got a head tag, you got a body tag, and if you look up in the head tag here, you'll see a title tag that says Gonzaga University, Spokane, Washington. And if you look over here, you'll see that is exactly the title that we have in our browser. So you can look at the source code of any page out there and kind of see how it's built. And you may not know what all these tags do now, but you'll know some of them by the end of this section, and you can always look them up. They're all tags and work like any other tag.